The other night, I was sitting on my sofa, scrolling through Instagram, and I saw all these photos of friends at a party. They were laughing, having a great time, and I wasn't there. And in that moment, even though I was connected to hundreds of people online, I have never felt more alone.
Oh, Eden, I think every single person listening has felt that exact same thing. It's such a strange, sinking feeling, isn't it? You're surrounded by digital people, but you feel completely isolated.
It really is. And it made me think, are all these online connections actually making us feel more disconnected from the world?
That is the big question. Welcome, everyone, to Language Flow, the podcast for English learners who want to talk about real world topics. I'm Finley.
And I'm Eden. Today, we're diving into a question that affects almost all of us. Is social media making us more lonely?
It's a huge topic because, on one hand, these apps were designed to connect us. I can talk to my cousin in Australia in seconds. It's amazing.
Exactly. I have friends from when I studied abroad years ago, and social media is the main way we stay in touch. For that, it's wonderful.
Right, but then you have that feeling you described, Eden. The feeling of scrolling through endless photos and feeling worse than when you started. It's a total paradox.
That's a perfect word for it, Finley. Let's explain that for our listeners. A paradox is a situation that seems strange because it contains two opposite ideas or facts.
Two opposite things.
So, the paradox here is that a tool designed for connection can result in the opposite feeling loneliness.
Exactly. It's like standing in a crowded room and feeling invisible. All those people are around you, but there's no real connection. You're just an observer.
That's a great way to put it. You're watching life happen instead of living it. And I think that leads to another big point the difference between our online friends and our real in person friends.
Oh, for sure. The quality is just completely different. A like or a quick comment is nice, it feels good for a second, but it's not the same as a real conversation.
Not at all. It's what you might call a surface level interaction.
Surface level. That means it's not very deep or meaningful. It's like the difference between saying hello to someone on the street versus sitting down and sharing your problems with them over a cup of coffee.
Right. With real friends in the real world, you share experiences. You can see their body language. You can hear their real tone of voice. You can offer genuine support.
Genuine. That's a good word. It means real and sincere. You can't get a genuine hug through a screen, can you?
You really can't. And sometimes we forget that. We see that we have 500 or 1,000 friends online, and we think, wow, I'm so connected. But how many of those people could you call if you had a problem at 3 a.m.?
That's the real test. It's quality over quantity, and social media is all about quantity. More friends, more followers, more likes.
Okay, so we have this paradox and we have these surface level connections, but there's another side to this, and it can be quite dark the culture of comparison.
Ugh, this is the absolute worst part for me. Comparison culture is when you are constantly and often unconsciously comparing your own life to the lives you see presented online.
Exactly. And what do we see online? We see people's best moments, their perfect holidays in beautiful locations, their promotions at work, their happy, smiling children.
It's their highlight reel. Nobody posts a picture of themselves stuck in traffic or arguing about whose turn it is to take out the trash.
Mm-hmm. Everything we see is curated. That's a key word here. Curated. It means that everything is carefully selected, chosen, and presented to look as good as possible. It is not a true picture of real life.
Not at all. But our brains don't always remember that, do they? We see these perfect images, and a little voice in our head says, "My life isn't that exciting," or "Why don't I look that happy?"
And that can make you feel lonely and inadequate. Inadequate means feeling like you aren't good enough. It's a really dangerous trap.
It is, and it's a trap that is scientifically designed to keep us scrolling. Which brings us to the brain science part of this conversation, the dopamine loop.
Right. It sounds complicated, but the idea is actually very simple. Dopamine is a chemical in your brain that is associated with pleasure and reward. It makes you feel good.
It's like your brain's own little treat.
Exactly. So when you get a notification on your phone, a like, a new follower, a comment on your photo, your brain releases a tiny bit of dopamine.
And it feels good, so you want more of it. You check your phone again 5 minutes later. You scroll a little bit longer, looking for another interesting post. You post something new, hoping for more likes.
That's the loop. A loop is a shape like a circle that goes on and on. You do an action, you get a small reward, so you want to do the action again. It's what makes social media so addictive.
And suddenly, an hour has passed. You've just been sitting there, scrolling, chasing that little dopamine hit. And often, you end up feeling more empty than you did before you started.
Okay, this is all sounding very negative and pessimistic, but we are not saying social media is evil and that everyone should delete their accounts.
No, absolutely not. A hammer isn't bad, but you can use it to build a house or you can use it to break a window. The tool isn't the problem, it's how we use it. So, how can our listeners use social media in a healthier way, Eden?
My number one tip is to be an active user, not a passive one. Don't just sit there and scroll and consume other people's content. That is being passive.
Okay, so be active. What does that look like?
It means using social media with a purpose. Use it to plan things in real life. See a friend you haven't seen in a while? Send them a message and arrange to get coffee. See an event for a hobby you like? Use it to go and meet people.
I love that. Use the online tool to create offline connections. That's brilliant. What's another tip?
My next tip is to curate your feed. There's that word again, but this time you're the one in control. Unfollow accounts that make you feel bad about yourself. You don't have to follow people just because you know them.
Yes, be ruthless. Your social media feed should be a place that makes you feel good. Follow accounts that inspire you, that teach you things, or that just make you laugh.
Fill it with positivity. What about you, Finley? Do you have a tip?
I think setting time limits is incredibly important. Most smartphones now have a feature in the settings where you can limit your time on certain apps. You can set it to just 30 minutes a day. It forces you to be more mindful.
That's a very practical step. And maybe try having tech-free times. For example, no phones at the dinner table, and absolutely no scrolling in bed right before you go to sleep.
Ah, that is the hardest one, but it's so important for your sleep and your mental health. My final tip would be to remember the social part of social media. Use it to actually be social.
What do you mean by that?
Instead of just liking a photo, leave a meaningful comment. Wish people a happy birthday. Congratulate a friend on their success. Don't just be a silent watcher, be an active participant in your online community.
That's a really wonderful point. It all comes down to being intentional. Intentional means you do things with a clear purpose and plan. Don't just open the app out of habit or boredom. Before you tap that icon, ask yourself, why am I opening this right now? What do I want to achieve?
A powerful question.
So, to bring it all together and go back to our original question, is social media making us more lonely? The answer seems to be it can, but it doesn't have to.
Exactly. It has the potential to connect us in amazing ways across the globe, but it also has these traps: comparison, addiction, loneliness that we need to be careful of.
The key is awareness, being aware of how these apps are designed and how they make you feel. It's about using them intentionally to improve your life, not to escape from it.
Well said, Eden. It's all about finding that healthy balance between our digital lives and our real, messy, beautiful offline lives.
And that brings us to our final question for you, our amazing listeners. We want you to take a moment and think about your own experience. How does social media really make you feel?
And what is one small change you could make this week to use it in a healthier, more connected way? Think about it and maybe even discuss it with a friend. In person, of course. That's all the time we have for today on Language Flow.
Thanks for tuning in, everyone. Stay connected, especially in the real world.
That feeling you described at the very beginning, Eden, of seeing your friends at a party you weren't at, there's actually a modern term for that exact feeling.
Ah, yes, FOMO. FOMO. It's an acronym that stands for fear of missing out. It's that anxiety that something exciting or interesting might be happening elsewhere, often aroused by posts seen on social media.